Hey guys, what's up? This is the boy who had 7. So today we're going to be talking about the poisons. What are the poisons? Who are the poisons? Where do they come from? And what do they have in store for the Marvel Universe? For those of you guys that are Spider-Man, Venom, Carnage fans, this is going to fit right into your wheelhouse. So back in 2016, we got this storyline called Edge of Venomverse. And in this storyline, we saw some pretty cool stuff happen, okay? We got to see a bunch of awesome characters get venomized. Well, what does that mean? We got to see characters like X-23, the all-new Wolverine. We got to see Deadpool. We got to see Robbie Reyes, Ghost Rider. We got to see Gwenpool. We got to see Old Man Logan. They fused with a Venom symbiote and they got venomized, okay? Pretty cool idea, pretty cool story. We now have this venomized idea going through all of the Venom storylines, some of the Spider-Man storylines, and we've got this new comic book coming out called Venomized #1 on April 4th, and that's what I want to get you guys ready for. So what does this have to do with the poisons? Well, right here in Edge of Venomverse #2, we get to see the poisons make their worldwide debut and a cameo appearance. They're actually in a disguise, but we want to start here with who the poisons are and what they're up to. So, in this book, we see Gwenpool. It's all about her. And she ends up fusing with the Venom symbiote. She ends up fighting with Daredevil to take down the Hand. And at the end of the story, she's sitting on a skyscraper right at the edge with Daredevil, and they're having a conversation. She's actually got a huge crush on him. It goes throughout the whole story. And she's hoping he'll maybe ask her out to lunch or something. He ends up taking off, and she's a little bummed out. And all of a sudden, this guy appears. Now look at the difference between both of them. You have Daredevil, who looks super red, and look at his color, and then look at this guy who's Daredevil, and look at how he's different. He's more pasty, his face more white. And so you look at him, he's like, hey, you know what? I actually wanted to ask you to come over here. I need to tell you something. And so she gets all excited. She's like, oh, maybe he's going to ask me to lunch or something. And when they turn the corner, we don't get to see anything but this in the picture. All of a sudden, she's like, oh no, oh, this is not good. What's happening? And boom, that's it. That is the poison debut. So what are these poisons and what are they doing? We don't know. So the next thing that we go to is the next storyline, and you guys see it down here. This is Venomverse. And Venomverse, it starts out with Venom from our time, our world, in our universe, and Venom swinging through New York. He's kind of a reformed bad guy, an anti-hero. He's trying to do what's right. He's trying to save innocence. He's kind of taking up the slack in Spider-Man's absence. And as he's swinging about, he gets teleported from our universe into this other world, and he really doesn't know where he's at. As you guys see here, he's like, where am I? And this world looks just like New York, but it's all broken, beat up, dead, looks abandoned. And the first thing that he sees is this little kid in front of him, but look at the color of that little kid. Does it remind you about what happened to Gwenpool, that pasty white color? So the little kid comes up to him, he's like, Mister, help me. And Venom pulls back his symbiote, and it reveals his face, Eddie Brock. And he's like, are you okay, kid? What's going on here? And the little kid's like, please help me. And he reaches his hand to grab him, and Venom's actually going to grab his hand to like help him out. And then we see the shield, boom, just hit the kid on the top of the head. But whose shield is that? That looks like Captain America's shield, but with a symbiote over it. And the next thing that we know is we get to see Captain America fused with a Venom symbiote. How cool is that? I absolutely love it. And so Captain America begins to tell Venom, look, we are in a battle, we're in a huge war, and we pulled you over here to help us. He takes him into their headquarters and shows them all these other heroes. I mean, look at this, guys. We've got Doctor Strange, we've got Black Panther, we've got Rocket Raccoon, we've got Logan, we've got X-23. I mean, there's a whole bunch of these superheroes that have fused with Venom. And this is what we find out. There are these creatures, okay, that are called the poisons, and what they do is they're just these little white creatures that as soon as they touch any symbiote, they actually fuse with the symbiote, and the host that is inside that symbiote, they kill it and eat it as nutrition, and they create this brand new super monster. And so what Captain America is telling Venom is that, look, we invited you here. We're a whole bunch of different people from different universes that all have the symbiote. We fuse with it for some reason within our universe, and these evil poisons are going from universe to universe, hunting us down and taking over our symbiotes. We see Spider-Man here, and he's got the black symbiote suit on, and he kind of recognizes Eddie, but Eddie Brock's like, you're not my Spider-Man, I'm not your Venom, don't get us confused. But Spider-Man still doesn't like him. Anyway, they have this battle. Spider-Man gets assimilated because he starts to see these visions, and we find out that the poisons can make you see what they want you to see. They're so weak that they can just be crushed and killed by anybody. I mean, you and I could just fight them, hit them with a hammer, punch them down, step on them. But when they touch a symbiote, that's when they gain their ultimate power. And so what they've done over time is they've been able to develop this type of hallucination to help them get close enough to these symbiotes. And so they hallucinate whatever they think that you would like to see. And so this Spider-Man has a hallucination of his aunt, and so he starts to see her, and he eventually gets assimilated, and he turns into this huge, super-powered Spider-Man. Look at him, he's all white. He's got all this armor on, and look at these different panels that I'm going to be showing you here. He starts to fight Venom and whoop his butt. And those of you guys that know Venom, he's way stronger than the regular Spider-Man. He's usually able to throw him around. He also, this Spider-Man, begins to fight some of the other symbiotes. And when he fights these other symbiotes, I mean, we've got Logan, we've got Deadpool, we've got all these people fighting Venom, and he's still kicking their butts. I mean, these things get super powered and super strong. So one thing I want to point out here is once that little poison assimilates one of the symbiotes and its hosts, it can't hurt another symbiote anymore. It becomes a super powered villain, but it can't assimilate anybody anymore. And so now the symbiotes can touch and fight these villains, but they're so strong that they usually get beat. So look at these different pictures here. We get to see the Hulk. He's assimilated. He becomes a Hulk poison. I mean, imagine that. Look at how huge that guy is. We get to see other characters that you guys are going to see here popping up right now that have been assimilated. And so now, as time has gone on, the poisons are getting way stronger, and they're starting to hunt down and try to take out all of these symbiotes, and they're able to jump through the multiverse from universe to universe, and that is what they're doing. At the end of Venomverse, we get this really cool scene. We get to see Doctor Doom. I mean, guys, Doctor Doom is a huge supervillain. Who's stronger or bigger or badder than Doctor Doom? Well, check this picture out, guys. Look at all these villains that have been poisonized, if you want to say that. Maybe I'm coining that term, I don't know. But check that out. Yes, that is Thanos. Man, he has been assimilated by a poison, and he is the one sitting in that throne that is sending out all of his agents to do his bidding. He is the master. I mean, how cool is that? It fits right into Avengers Infinity War. It fits into the comics right now that are coming out with Marvel. I absolutely love it. So next, we're going to be talking about the Poison X storyline that you guys see here behind me. It's covered in the X-Men Blue and Venom titles. So, the X-Men, Scott Summers, Cyclops, he's talking with his dad, Chris Summers, who's a member of the Starjammers. And then all of a sudden, the Starjammers get attacked, and the last thing we see is this picture. The X-Men don't know what it is. They decide, hey, that looks like some type of Venomized thing, so we're going to have to get Venom and have him join us to help us save the Starjammers. And so we go through this whole story where Venom joins the X-Men, and as they go into space, they find out that there's this one guy who is a bounty hunter, and he's actually hunting down members of the Clintar race, okay? All these symbiotes that we know about actually come from the planet Clintar, and they are the Clintar race. And so this guy is hunting down these symbiotes, and he's selling them to the highest bidder. And what we find out here in this comic book is that there's these other bounty hunters that are hunting the Starjammers, and they're going to turn them in for a bounty. But they come across this other guy, and they actually get Venomized themselves, and now they're super powerful, and that's how they've been able to take out the Starjammers, because the Starjammers can usually hold their own. And so, you know, the X-Men show up, the Starjammers are there, there's new characters that we've got that have become Venomized, and then we find out, while they're in this spaceship, that it is Kraven the Hunter. Okay, guys, this is one of Spider-Man's greatest villains. Look at Kraven the Hunter. Not only is it Kraven, but he's been poisonized. and he is the one that this bounty hunter has been selling the symbiotes to. And so we find out that Kraven is under orders to go throughout the entire universe and collect these symbiotes before they can even join with anybody else. And so these poisons are trying to pretty much take over the universe by building their armies up with as many poisonized people, poisonized symbiotes as they can, so they can destroy the entire universe. And not only that, but go beyond to become rulers of the entire multiverse. If you think about it, only Thanos is that grand in his scheming to think that he can take over the multiverse. And so it's a pretty cool story. What happens is this: Jean Grey gets poisonized and she becomes a bad guy. I mean, this is freaking me out, guys. So the first thing I'm thinking is, she's dead, she's gone, but there's got to be a way out of this. Like, we can't lose Jean again. So Jean gets poisonized. The X-Men all become Venomized. Look at this picture here. They end up fusing with these symbiotes, and look at how cool that they look. I mean, look at look at Cyclops, look at Beast. They look pretty awesome. But this also makes them susceptible to the poisons. And so now there's this huge battle that goes on, and Venom and the X-Men are able to save the day, save the Starjammers, but little do they know that Kraven is doing what he's doing. They have no idea that that's happening. The one person that did know about Kraven, Jean Grey, she's now poisonized. And so at the end of the comic book, the Starjammers head to Clintar so they can warn these aliens that they're being hunted. And when they get there, there are zero symbiotes, zero Clintar on the planet. It is deserted, and it looks like there's some kind of scuffle. And so this is not good, and this is going to lead us to the Venomized storyline, which I'm totally stoked about. So these poisons have now taken over so many different characters. They're building an army to rule the multiverse, and so what is going to happen? We are going to find out in Venomized #1, which is released on April 4th. Guys, if you like this video, please subscribe and like the channel. Please let me know what you think down below. Let me know who your favorite Venomized, Poisonized mixture is going to be. I really appreciate you guys watching the video. Talk to you later.